Okay, observe my kwabashon so about Ghana politics avenue so. Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa about a drop a hot scandal be $4.8 million scandal USA embassy. Abusia edia PF scandal no enye din ketwa. Dr. Bawumia Kennedy Japan Akuffo Addo ne Exp0sě NPP leaders no be breeding PM omoye behind that scandal. Na way na Okudzeto Ablakwa ono na Foreign Affairs Minister Sisiano wa place band at the atom so as anchor for into me into kwine in free Ghana hasi enkopi mo USA abontin so abusia Kevin Taylor at the NSMB ababe tuja fa ho a drop a hot fire on a NPP leaders are Exp0sě say prosecute your mona yes and so a jelly or money answer mo mre mo yankona yankonkoti ensema e course so unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so answer into me and kabi madam.
Foreign Affairs Minister Akasa, Mr. Ablakwa, and what did he say? Or say Ghana Washington DC embassy scandal. Suspect Fred Quartin was earning $1.8 million annually for courier services alone, with total earnings reaching $4.8 million a year. Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa. Let's listen to the Foreign Affairs Minister and the Okano Parliament. We are PZ for Mejujum.
Mr. Speaker, investigations conducted by the top management of our ministry reveals that GTC dispatched between 150 to 350 visas and passports daily. Therefore, on average, about 250 visas and passports were dispatched daily by GTC. Right, Honourable Speaker, this implies that yearly GTC dispatched approximately 62,500 visas and passports. Mr. Fred Quartin was therefore raking an estimated $1,859,375 United States dollars annually for courier services alone. Mr. Speaker, you can comprehend the substantial sum he earns annually after adding fees for assisting applicants in completing their visa and passport forms, for which he charged between $60 and $100. By conservative analysis, Mr. Fred Quartin made about $4.8 million annually from his unlawful enterprise. Mr. Speaker, it is important to emphasize that there was no share. There was no revenue sharing arrangement with the ministry. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs had no share. This $4.8 million was controlled totally by Mr. Fred Quartin. The Speaker, investigations conducted.
So, PZ4, where Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa reminding you so ya uneni, and then I am be 1% betino. And found so ya uneni or ya 10 you. So enzemani ya santino die hianse oye adwuma no ene adwuma no so na oye enti yamfa bebi ofiri nto nchen na mo mu bi mo pesa adodo na abrofo na oka nyina mo baba abonum amonte ase mu bi PZ4 de na oka nyina o say eye Ghana embassy and Nana Danko Akuffo Addo Dr. Bawumia Mahamudu ana Mahmudu oni kedede Japan mo ene brand champion mo time na omote so no abrantie bi na owo Ghana embassy ho US Washington DC a your friend of Mr. Fred Quartin. Ono na na visa so send ye be ma for visa ni ade. And the Foreign Affairs Minister no say my ye investigations. Now visas are sebio embassy Washington DC Ghana embassy print ya fa embassy ni nsem omuko bie computer mu NDC aban ba ya omo hwe dodo o ma print embra Mr. Quartin we Akuffo Addo mo abreso Brian Champon Bawumia Kennedy Japan mo abreso mo ye connection fa ni nsem no sika na abrantie we enya afibia no na eye $1.8 million. Asema Okudzeto Ablakwa kano emfini botomo eye investigations o maye because embassy every day bi omema eye visa bia no omo charge fee. O say sa sika abrantie ne nya no se okeka eye sika wanya nyinya akeka ho ne nyoma bia wa ya ekeka ko $4.8 million. Na omo ko ba eye America hana omo ko Washington DC for computer mu omo ye auditing investigations no omo hu say visas dodo aya printing Any visits afem, sa sikeni na ma Ghana by ho under Akuffo, Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Brian Champon. Okudzeto Ablakwa mo say, omukoye audit investigations no. About $4.8 million. Ghana Embassy wo saa sika nanka osani nyina ekoho ebesinne saa sika nyina afa Mr. Fred Kwatin any NPP fo aban a no mo hwe Ghana so insem. So you see the seriousness of the canker, the seriousness of the problem. We are talking about calculated, orchestrated, and yet well managed corruption at Ghana Embassy, Washington DC. And this was going on every single time. We were speaking on it under Akuffo. We were speaking on it telling Bawumia. We were telling Kennedy Japan. We were telling Brian Champon. Say, you people, the way your government is running the embassy in Washington, D.C. and other places, you people are destroying Ghana's image outside. And the reporter, Abada, say, just Washington, D.C. alone, Ghana embassy, Sika Afani Pansem, Mr. Fred Kwatiano visa application and our visa acquisition so no sika afa ni nsem yakekabo ma $4.8 million. $4.8 million a year. Afibia into the year rounding it up near $5 million times 8 years. Na ye calculation na hwe. Amount for atna United States of America, Washington DC to say atna Ghana embassy abo Ghana krono. And the funny thing is, Busa won't say the former ambassador na owo Ghana embassy, Halima Mahama, Mumusa Mahama say, does she know anything about this? Because administrative wise, she is the head. She was the boss. Technically, she was Ghana's president in Washington, in Ghana, in America. Inti sama amena na imbrebe make am say oye ambassador no. Right now, we should ask the woman, how did she oversee? How did she sit down for this canker? This high level of corruption to happen at the Ghana embassy in Washington, D.C. How did this happen? Was she part of the crime? Did she take part in it? Now, this Fred Kwatin guy, we need to make sure we scrutinize and squeeze him for him to tell us every single person who was involved in this scandal. And these are things that the Ghana for say, the John Mahama administration, they came to reset. Now, resetting is not easy. You are going to hit lots and lots of blocks. There are so many things you will need to bring down and rebuild it again. There are so many things you need to rearrange. There are so many things you need to make sure you start from the bottom again. Because amount for us saying no more to the point, say the country as we sit in, and all that you are seeing, all the things that the minister is talking about, this happened under Nana Akuffo, Bawumia, Kennedy Japan. Because NPP, omo anom top no omo na ede omo party members omo na omo du omo wuram won wa branch na na friend Kofi Tonto no say not America ha mumuza Kofi Tonto say identity of free Ghana embassy echo Washington echo Ghana Kofi Tonto kwasi ampanyi we no na odwin say oba Ghana omo be ne minister Kofi Tonto last meeting say oti asempa. He was speaking as if say this scandal he knows nothing about it. Kofi Tonto was part of the people who put up this kind of stealing regime, stealing mechanism at the Ghana embassy. Kofi Tonto. At the time I know Ghana embassy Washington, no just a Ghana for Jimmy and an MP before that and so Jaina bra. Now bedru Ghana now Kasaka cry. Yabema ministerial appointment and the Kofi Tonto. The other top prepaid cronibi. Wadani a mere party communicator. Why kwasia? But Kofi Tonto started his corruption from the Ghana embassy, Washington, D.C. That is why today Kofi Tonto is in Ghana, sitting on TV, defending corruption, defending the NPP, because these are some of the things that made him a human being. I'm telling or I'm advising the Foreign Affairs Minister, Mr. Ablakwa, that people need to face the law. We need to prosecute people. People need to end up in jail. In fact, we need to stop some people from entering the United States again forever and ever. They need to be kept in Ghana. They need to be changed in Ghana. They are not supposed to come back here to do anything. And a typical criminal, I know ye Juma ewa Ghana Embassy, Washington DC, Kofi Tonto. Or ye re sa mechanism we omo puti up, omo cookie ya, and then abedu say ye nyina ye bie mu no. Kofi Tonto no onim hu bi. Mumusa say time na oye Juma ho no. Sika no mo no through visa and sa sika na way. Let them tell you the audit they did, the investigations when it started. When it started, when it was happening, Kofi Tonto was at the Ghana embassy. And see, what Ablakwa is telling us, we as Ghanaians, we need to take this seriously. And this is just Washington, D.C. Do you know what is happening in Holland? Do you know what is happening in Spain? Do you know what is happening in France? Do you know what is happening in the UK? All over the world, our embassies and the NPP, they were turned into cash cow. They were turned into a cartel ring where people were making money out of us. And we are not supposed to see this as a joke. This is a national concern because it is not just Washington, D.C. This cuts across. This goes across the world. Everywhere there is an embassy at Ghana, you need to understand, say, the same strategy they adopted at Ghana Embassy in Washington, D.C. is the same strategy they adopted in all these respective embassies. So it is not a small job that the minister has to do. He has to audit every Ghana embassy around the world. And we see the corruption. Now, I've received a lot of emails. And this goes to the minister. Mr. Ablakwa, I've received a lot of complaints. I've received a lot of emails from people in France, Ghana for more France, especially Ghana for more America, Ghana for more UK, more Spain. Especially, I'm going to speak on the ones that are sending me concerns, issues happening right now at the Ghana embassy. I know, say, what you guys came to meet was basically a nothing. And when I say was nothing, there was no embassy. Goro boys who were there making money for themselves. In fact, I know what the NDC came to meet. Washington, D.C. at the embassy. There was nothing as an embassy. Now, Obia de Ope. People were stealing. There was no correspondence from the embassy. People were not responding to calls. Administrative-wise, everything was shut down. There was nothing like an embassy. People were just sitting there taking money and fooling us. I know it is difficult. I know it is not easy. I know you cannot just come in and say you want to reset, restructure. It is going to take some time. And you are going to have administrative lapses. Right now, people are complaining, Mr. Minister, that when you started this resetting from the embassies, some things are still not right. And I know it is the amount of damage these people did. Now, I know what these guys, the NDC guys, are going through now. Now, they came to meet a system that was bogus and criminal. Now, this Fred Kwarting and the Nkofodomo embassy, they made the illegal structures at the embassy, they over the time they made it look like illegal. So now Ablakwa and the NDC, they need to come in and make sure everything that looked legal, which was illegal, they have to make sure they break it down and start it from ground to make it legal. And this is not just Ghana. The Ghana embassy there is going to face a lot of problems because one, you have to understand to say every third party company biana Fred Kwarting and Ghana embassy, those people were working with the Ghana embassy illegally. Now remember, before the NDC came to power, those companies that were working with the Ghana embassy illegally, some of them still have Ghanaians, their passport, their documents, their data. Now, Fred Kwarting, they have the key to all this data. This is a guy who has been caught, who is a criminal, technically being processed for court. Now, as we speak, how can you get the system back to work effectively? You need to make sure you start to build everything from scratch. Now, building everything from scratch, you need to understand the embassy cannot wait. People want to travel. People need visas. People need the embassy to respond to their emails. People need the embassy to be corresponding. Now, how do you make this work? It is like coming in, breaking everything down, and still making sure that the embassy is efficient because people still need visas. People still want to do business with the embassy. So what do? I know the Ghana government is in a very tight position because slowly you need to weed out the bad system, the bad administrative structure, and try and turn it around gradually to make it legal. How do you do that? People also are waiting for their data. Into able to send the passport, not in some kind of passport, because the passport people, the courier service, and illegal service, and they are now not willing to work with the Ghana embassy. Now, you need to understand, to make sure that these people bring back all the passports. These people, they make sure that they come back for Ghana embassy, the Ghana government, to get everything back. It is not going to be an easy thing, because right now that is the only thing Kwatin in the group they are holding on to. If I am Kwatin, I will shut the system down, because for the past years I have been able to build a system that favors me. So if you're a government and you come in and you come to do audit, that's what I say, I will find a way to break the system. And that is why the Ghana embassy in Washington, D.C. is struggling. That is why the Ghana embassy in Washington, D.C. today, I get lots and lots of people sending me emails that we have sent our passport, we are not getting the visa, we are waiting for somebody to pick up. It is because the system was broken. Now they have to build a system from scratch. So I will urge the minister that communication is important, that the embassy should have a 24-hour desk, at least a 24-hour desk. If administrative-wise things are not moving smoothly as you predicted, then at least you should have a 24-hour desk that will be picking calls and answering questions. At least somebody can pick the call and tell the person at on the phone that in fact we understand, we know how you feel. We have accepted. Now, please give us 2 days. We will work on it. What is your passport number? Somebody should be behind the phone. And this should go to Okudzeto Ablakwa. We know the hard work you people are doing. It is not easy, because what you people came to meet is crazy. It's disaster. So at least Ghanaians outside who want to do business with the Ghana embassy, and people who are not from Ghana, foreigners who want to do business with Ghana embassy, they need to get to talk to somebody. So at least you need to have about 3 phones working for 24 hours at least. You need to get people working the phone lines 24 hours. At least you need to put 3 phone lines out. That are phone lines, when you call, you need to get response. We are not saying, say, the problem you came to meet, use 2 weeks to solve it. We know you are doing your best to solve the problem, but at least let the people be informed. Just be updating the people. So, Obi Frey Embassy now, somebody should pick up. Somebody, it should be somebody's job. Somebody should be able to pick up to say, hello, you have called the Ghana embassy. How can I help you? Nipanabeka say, yes, I've submitted my passport. It's been 2 months. I've not received it. That person should be able to have that time to explain it to the person, for the person to understand. So at least they have people at the embassy working for us. So, Mr. Ablakwa, as much as you are working so hard, you are doing your investigations, you are briefing us, make sure the embassies are effective. At least the front desk, the phone lines, they are effective. People can talk to people. And I'm giving you just a week with all due respect, because we are all waiting to talk to somebody at the embassy. We acknowledge your hard work. We acknowledge what you are doing. We respect the work you are doing. We know you are trying to put things in place. But at least let somebody be picking phone calls. Somebody at the embassy should be picking calls. We need about 3 phone lines that are effective 24/7. We need somebody who will sit behind the phone, pick the phone, and put people's concerns on paper. Send it to authorities and say, at least these are the concerns we are getting. Can we do something about it? Ghanaians just want to hear somebody speak from the embassy, or else all that you are doing will go into the trash. Relations, communication, dialogue is very paramount when it comes to building an institution that can be trusted. Building an institution that can be trusted, it's all about communication. It's all about dialogue. When you fail that part of communication, you are done. So, Mr. Ablakwa, this is an advice. And it shouldn't be just Washington, D.C. France embassy, Ghana embassy or France. It is terrible. Ghana embassy or Spain, it is terrible. Ghana embassy or Kuwait, terrible. Ghana embassy or UK. At least for now, we know you people are restructuring. What we want you people to do is simple. Put 3 phone lines, effective phone lines that are working at these embassies. Let them talk to human beings. Let them, at least when somebody calls the Ghana embassy, let somebody talk to somebody, and it should be prompt. We don't want to talk to any voice nonsense. We want to talk to human beings. At least I don't think it's too much for you, Ablakwa, and the embassy to employ 3 people to be sitting at a desk in front of a phone and picking people's phone calls and concerns. I don't think it's that big. It's that difficult. There are people who are even willing to do this job for free. So we are sending this message. We are demanding this. Mr. Ablakwa, we are demanding this. We know you are working. Germany embassy, Ghana embassy in Germany, Ghana embassy in Spain, Ghana embassy in France, Ghana embassy in Washington, D.C., Ghana consulate in New York City. Ghana, make sure you have told us you are resetting. What catch say mo ye juma, mo sheshenyoma, say ya sheshenyoma mo ma phone sin ye juma. For all you know, the embassy, our passports be a ededa yedi visa abom keke. People just want to call and say, "Oh dear, before the calamity started, my passport was there. Is it there already?" Somebody just want to come for their passport. They don't even need a visa again. So somebody should be talking to Ghanaians. I'm going to come back to this matter next week. And next week, at least, I need to get some emails from people. I need to get some calls from people telling me, say, the Ghana embassy, right now, they're offra obifa. And yes, sir, Mr. Ablakwa, I know, yentembe say, you are not going to like me. Ebasa, and you will tell me, say, I don't want anything good for you. And this is something I am telling you, me before, no remember where I stand. As much as I'm applauding you for the work you are doing, get people behind the phones. Get people to work the lines. Get people to even be calling Ghanaians and telling them, Mr. Exp0sě, your passport is here. We don't have a visa in there. Can you come? We want to see you and talk to you. You need to do that. Because I am very sure there are some passports at the embassy. Or I'm from you people need to call the people. It is your job. It is not our job. We know you are resetting. You know we are working. Your Ghana for the passport to embassy. Gather those passports and start calling the people. Almost so friend, so passport. Give them dates. Let them come for their passport. That is what we need. Ghana embassy in Spain is fucked up. Shut that embassy down, sack every idiot there, and get new people there. Now, yeah.
Okay, abusua we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway so eye Okudzeto Ablakwa na chese waba be expose NPP eye leaders na enye asem keto akra yabada masesa moje pene kokoti sa ensem we ede mi aha eye Ghana politics avenue so abusua click on notification bell so send be ya any update be ebe drop no ewo Ghana politics avenue so bia no onso onsa ebetumi akabi on subscribe ya subscribe na like na share ma afofron so ensa into me and kabia ha Ghana politics avenue. Medamase.